Well, that deadline tomorrow for the Electoral Commission is actually 5 o'clock. By that stage, political parties have to pay their election deposits and they have to submit their actual lists to Parliament. At the same time, there is the Gauteng ANC Veterans League has today asked those in the ANC who may be seen poorly by voters to step aside and to withdraw their names from the ANC's list. So far, there's been no confirmation from the ANC as to who will be on its list. The president of the Veterans League of Gauteng for the ANC is Dr. Snuki Zikalala. Dr. Zikalala, good evening. Thank you so much for coming in.
Good evening to you, Stephen, and to the viewers as well.
This has been a long process for the ANC, right? There was, let me show if I've got every step. There was an ANC list conference, an NEC meeting after that. Then there was a vetting process. Why are you now asking people to remove themselves from the list if they might be seen poorly by voters?
Well, there's been a rigorous vetting process that has taken place. And of course, some people have not been charged yet, and that's legitimately so. But our constitution states it very clearly, especially the Mangaung resolution, says that if you are implicated in any corrupt activities, you must step down, you must not be the face of the ANC, so as to ensure that the ANC regains its credibility and integrity. And so we as veterans were saying that those who are implicated, they must carefully introspect and save the ANC. It's not about them, it's about the country and the ANC. And so it's important for them to say, look, I'm going to put the ANC in danger here. It's a risk for myself to be there. And so it's important that I should step down for now and let the law enforcement agency take their course. And secondly, what we have as the ANC, we've got the Integrity Commission. The Integrity Commission of the ANC has got powers to summon any individual who's been implicated in any corrupt activities without asking for permission from the NEC or from the SGO. The Integrity Commission has to step in as well and call them on board and say, look, you are implicated in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, can you explain yourself? If the Integrity Commission find that they're on the wrong side of the ANC's constitution, they can then refer the matter to a disciplinary committee.
Okay, you say there's been a rigorous vetting process.
Yes.
It sounds like you don't really trust it if you're now asking people to step aside.
Well, it's because it's not yet conclusive. And so we don't know exactly who's on the list and who's not on the list as members of the NEC and NWC. We don't know yet because some comrades were supposed to have been called yesterday and today so that the ANC can have a discussion with them to say, look, we are having one of the most contentious elections in our history of the ANC. And we as veterans, we have got nothing to lose but the country and the ANC. We cannot afford to have the ANC losing elections at all. That is why we decided that as ANC veterans, we're going to have what you call elective elections campaigns together with provincial executive committee to ensure that we win the elections. And so if there are individuals who are implicated in any corrupt activities, they must definitely consider properly and do carefully introspect and say, look, I don't want to harm my own organization and my country. Let me step aside. It's not for me, if not for that individual, it's about the country and the ANC because we're facing one of the most contentious elections in the history of the ANC.
Would it be fair to say, if you look at South Africa now, if you look at the political power the ANC has, obviously that might be tested in this election to an extent, that this process, who's on the list process, if we look at the factions in the ANC, I doubt you'll deny that there's still factions or interest groups, if you prefer that phrase. This is possibly the most important political process playing out right now.
Yeah, it is very, very important. I agree with you that there are factions here and there, but people, I think because Comrade Cyril, he's a unifier. He has tried to bring everybody on board, and of course we have a rallying call from him that let's forget about elections, let's forget about pre-Nasrec, let us all follow what the society wants us to do, especially what the ANC resolutions are all about unifying, about renewal, and ensure that we rebuild this ANC because we've lost ground for the last 9 years, and society has turned its back against us. And so it's for us to convince society to give us another chance to govern on its behalf. That is why we are saying that those who are implicated, they should carefully introspect and say, look, I don't want to damage the ANC anymore. We have been damaged, we are wounded for the past 9 years, and so society is still doubtful, and some people will pull back. We don't want people to stay at home and not vote. There is palpable atmosphere there. People want the ANC to win. The white community, Indian community, and the colored community, they see that there's change within the ANC, and so we don't want to lose that momentum at all.
Okay, I mean, you may say that. The Democratic Alliance, who those people have voted for in the past, would probably dispute it very strongly.
I don't agree with them.
Okay. Let me put it to you like this. I mean, let's get this down to brass tacks, what we're actually talking about, right? Yeah. There are some people in the ANC who have criminal convictions and so cannot stand. Yeah. Those are the easy cases. Yeah. The more difficult cases are where claims have been made against people and they haven't actually been formally charged.
Yes. Yes.
There are two examples I bring in here. Nomvula Mokonyane, who's the Minister of Environmental Affairs, we all saw the testimony in the Zondo Commission about what she's accused of receiving incorrectly and probably illegally, considering the government office she held at the time. Badabi Ledlamini is the Minister for Women. She's also leader of the ANC Women's League. That makes her a powerful person in the ANC, right? She has been found by the Constitutional Court to have lied under oath. Again, hasn't been charged, faces no criminal process whatsoever. Why should either of them step down? Just for the good of the ANC? Is that how politics really works?
Yeah, well, what we are saying is that that's why we are saying that those individuals who are implicated and who stand the risk of making us not to win the elections, they must carefully introspect and say, it's not about me, it's about the ANC. Secondly, we are saying that the Integrity Commission must kick in, must call them and say, look, it's not good for you to stand. It's not good for you to put your name in the elections list. It's important for you to step aside for now until the disciplinary process of the ANC has kicked in and until the law enforcement agencies have stepped in. And so it's important for those individuals, I don't want to mention any individuals, to do that. They should do the right thing.
Oh, come on, name some individuals, Dr.
No, we can't do that.
Make it much better.
No, we can't do that.
Okay.
Not at all.
Why not?
Well, it's because they've not been charged by the ANC. They've not been called by the Integrity Commission, which is there. The Integrity Commission has now been strengthened since the Nasrec conference. The Integrity Commission before, it had to wait for people to be recommended by the NEC or by the SGO. But now the Integrity Commission has got powers to call those individuals. That's what is important. That's one of the achievements we've made as ANC and also as Veterans League.
Okay, you started by talking about the 2012 resolution from the ANC's Mangaung conference,
yes.
Right? That said that people who are charged or face action should not actually be on a list, should not represent the party in public.
Yes.
It's not implemented once in the 5 years from 2012 to 2017 to Nasrec, as far as I'm aware.
I agree with you. But now we are seeing that we are facing a very, very critical moment of the ANC, in the ANC. And people still have confidence in the ANC, but if we don't act properly, people will lose that confidence. Confidence is out there. The ANC is prepared to do the right thing. We have got a president who has incredible credentials and who wants to bring back the integrity and credibility of the ANC. And we as veterans, we support the old NEC. We support the president of the ANC itself.
Right. I'd like to talk about Gauteng for a moment, because Gauteng, I mean, the battleground obviously is nationally. You saw the Institute for Race Relations poll, had the ANC under 42% in Gauteng. Does that tie in with your polling?
Sure. Yeah. No. It's a touch and go. That is why we called a meeting of all veterans in Gauteng. We had 427 veterans in today's meeting, and then we said to all of them to put on their boots and campaign for the ANC's victory. They must work together with the ANC's election team and ensure that their nieces, their nephews, their cousins go and vote for the ANC. And so that is why it's important, because for us, we cannot afford to lose Gauteng at all. And it's important for us, even within the ANC itself, we must look at that so that if we don't fix the ANC, if we don't cleanse the ANC, people will never come back to us. Because people have got the right to stay away, but they should not. They should not. They should all go out and vote for the ANC.
So hypothetical, if the ANC does lose Gauteng, who should the president phone first, Mmusi Maimane or Julius Malema?
No. We won't lose Gauteng. Definitely.
You reckon?
We won't lose Gauteng. We'll make sure that we win Gauteng. There are grannies who have suffered under apartheid, grannies who have lived under the terrain of apartheid. They'll make sure that they take out their nieces and nephews and grandchildren to vote for the ANC, because we can't allow that to happen. It says power is contested, and we cannot allow it to lose power. We saw when we lost Gauteng, we lost Tshwane, we lost Nelson Mandela Bay. We cannot allow that to happen again. It was a blemish on us, and so we cannot allow that to happen again.
Dr. Snuki Zikalala, good to see you again. Thank you so much for coming. We appreciate it. Dr. Zikalala is, of course, the chair of the ANC Veterans League here in Gauteng.